So I think what we have so far is pretty good. We pick a random point on the screen and we fly to it, and when we get there, we pick a new one. My only qualm with it is that flies are not that focused, that they can go in a straight line from one point to another. They, to me anyway, they seem to get distracted along the way and will do some detours. So I'm going to propose an algorithm that is going to try to capture that behavior while not adding that much complexity to our existing algorithm. My proposal is that rather than flying from some location to some destination in a straight line, what we instead do is we draw a circle whose midpoint is on that line, and we pick a random place in this circle, pick a random point in that circle, and fly in a straight line to that point instead. And once we've done that, we go back to the beginning of this loop. We draw a straight line between the current location and the destination. Then we make a circle whose midpoint is on that line, and we pick a random point in that circle and fly direct to that point. And so what's going on is that globally the fly is still approaching the original destination, but it's doing so by locally making a bunch of random decisions. So it looks like the fly is meandering about, but it does have some ultimate goal in mind, so it's not just buzzing around in circles. So I think this is not going to add that much additional complexity, but it is going to make the fly's movements a little more fly-like. To actually implement this, we'll still start with selecting a random point on the screen to choose as our destination. And then what we'll have to do is find the point that we want to be the midpoint of the circle. So we said we're going to draw this circle whose midpoint is on this line. So we actually have to find this midpoint. The way we'll do that is we'll decide what we want this circle's radius to be. Call that R for now. And so we need to advance a distance R from the current location towards the destination, and that will be the center point of the circle. Once we have the center point of the circle, it's not difficult to get a random point in the circle. All we have to do is generate some random number between 0 and R. So that'll be some random radius. And then we also have to generate some random angle between 0 and 2 pi. And then what we do is from the center point, we set the angle equal to A. So let's say A would be something like 45 degrees, so it'd be moving along that line. And then we move in that direction an amount little r. So let's say like little r was r over 2 or something. So that's how we go from having the center point of the circle to selecting a random point inside of the circle. And then flying to that random point inside of the circle, we'll just use the same logic we've been using, except we'll pretend that this sub-destination, just call this the sub-destination, we'll treat this like we were previously treating the destination. So we'll find the angle between the sub-destination and the location and then advance towards the sub-destination. And once we reach it, we'll select the new sub-destination. The special case is that when we finally get close enough to the destination, that the destination falls within the radius of this circle, we'll just set the destination equal to the sub-destination so we can finally reach the thing and pick a new global destination. So to recap, we begin as before with a location and a global destination, except instead of flying in a straight line towards that destination, we're going to create this imaginary circle, fly in a straight line to a random point within that circle, and once we get there, repeat the process until we get close enough to the destination that the destination falls within that imaginary circle, and then we'll just fly in a straight line to the destination. And once we reach the global destination, we'll pick a new one and start the process all over again.